Are you tired of the stress and chaos that comes with managing a professional haunt? The actors, the schedules, the costumes. It can all be overwhelming. But what if we told you there's a solution? Introducing Scython, a modern all-in-one actor management platform that streamlines the entire process and makes managing your monsters a breeze. With features such as recruiting, scheduling, communication, background checks, time tracking, awards tracking, and costume management, Scython is everything you need from the palm of your hand. Say goodbye to the hassle of juggling multiple apps or spreadsheets, and hello to a seamless and organized experience. Sign up for a 30-day free trial at scython.io and start managing your monsters like a pro.
What does these Halloween horror and haunted house influencers have in common?
You are watching That's Scary.
You're watching That's Scary.
You're watching That's Scary.
What is going on, everybody? It must be Thursday, and welcome back. Sorry, 2 weeks ago we had to cut the show a little early because of technical difficulties, and we still had some last week. But we're back, and we're here, and we're having a good time. And everybody's been busy because we are in full swing with haunt season. And we want to hear your stories and what you have to say in the comments. So let us know what is going on with you. But more importantly, my co-host, what's going on with Tayan?
Hello.
Hello, you look exhausted.
Dude, you don't even know.
No, I don't.
literally
I said something.
literally like 20 minutes ago I just got home from training a haunt in Williston for their scare actors. Like we went and gave them props and I got done with the walkthrough teaching their actors. So it's been nonstop, dude. Even though I'm not acting, I haven't found a moment to breathe.
Yeah, well, I mean, 'tis the season. Your dog's
It
not
is
on, by the
amazing.
way.
I know, it radiates heat and it's already hot in this room. And like, look at that. You can't even see my face. It's so friggin' bright.
You gotta move it. You gotta put it somewhere else.
Hold on. I might be able. Can I move it down? Oh no. I have to look at my monitor still because my laptop's still broken. That's better.
Pretty good. Wait, I don't think. Hold on, my leg. There we go. My
Oh,
leg.
see? Yep, there we go. We weren't prepared.
Yeah, that's all right. It happens. So,
Oh,
other than
man.
teaching, what's going on with you? What's new with you?
I got a second job and I work at Build-A-Bear.
Well,
Work
I
at
mean, you have the
I
qualifications.
I work at Hot Topic and Build-A-Bear, but I have to say that I asked my boss if it was okay if I bought bears and ripped their faces off and made them latex faces, and she just kind of gave me a look, and I was like, "It's haunt stuff," and she was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I
Did,
guess."
did she know you were serious?
Yeah, yeah. I had to explain to her that I wasn't joking.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah,
Good
but
enough.
it's crazy between work and school, and then I have to go to Pemberton's tomorrow for filming.
I thought
Um,
their media night was tonight.
it
The
is
15th.
tonight, yeah, and
Oh,
I was like, it's 2 hours away from us, so we figured if we went on, like, tomorrow, then we could spend the weekend down south, so it was just gonna be easier if we did that, and we're hoping that we can maybe go to Hollow Scream while we're there, and I get footage while I'm there too. That's what we're hoping.
all
It's
right.
the plan.
Cool, cool. I was gonna say something else. Oh, not only that, you've been busy on your travels doing
Yes,
interviews.
I have. I've been doing quite a few interviews. Yeah. I've
And
interviewed so far the 2 up here, but I've done Mystery Mansion in, Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and I did Sir Henry's lat not yeah, weekend before last, and then this Friday is Pemberton, and then I have the itty bitty tiny little event haunt that I'm doing this upcoming Friday on the 13th. So
you
yeah.
know, it's okay to like just sit down every once in a while.
I know.
2 jobs, school, running your own business. You're out of
Oh,
control.
speaking of the business, I made a new mask.
Oh,
I'm I'm very excited. I just pulled it today. It's a chicken. It's a chicken. I'm so
yeah.
excited, and look how many breathing holes there are. There's so many
There's
holes to breathe out of.
so many holes to breathe out of.
He's not painted yet though.
I have a
Maybe.
joke.
Oh
Oh
gosh.
boy.
Why did the chicken cross the road?
Why?
Because
So, anyways, you went to Mystery Mansion.
Yeah, I did. I have to say I loved it. It was so good. I loved it so much. They were so nice. Such nice people and a really good haunt. and I'll talk about it more. Like, he ends up talking about the history of it. But it's a 40-year-old house, and it's so cool because the family, to make a long story short, the dad owned it and then handed it off to his daughter. And now, like, the daughter has a son, and they're hoping to hand it off to him possibly. But it's like a generational haunt, and she actually lived in the house previously. Like, the attic that we walked through was actually her bedroom. So it was really cool that she grew up there, because not a lot of people get to grow up with their haunted house, but it was pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's actually really cool that we still have Mystery Mansion because a few years ago when the fires came through, um, it like literally stopped in their parking lot.
Holy cow.
Yeah, like it was already like up on Facebook, like, hey, we had like 40 great years, thanks to everybody, but we evacuated, the fire's gonna take the mansion. And this was just a few years ago, and yeah, it was like everybody was really upset and sad about it for obvious reasons. And then they went back the next day and they're like, hey, fire stopped right in our parking lot. They got it stopped. So it's
Wow.
it's still
That's
here. So
shocking.
yeah, it's really cool.
They
So yeah, let's watch your interview with
Yeah,
Mystery Mansion.
I agree. All right, so I got invited to come to Gatlinburg's Mystery Mansion in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and we're going to be able to talk to the owner of the haunt, and hopefully see some actors by chance. They're open all year round, and they're open tonight until 11 o'clock. So let's check it out and see what he has to say. This was the moment that I knew that I jacked up, because the clown came after me. I was trying to record. If you can see, he's up there. Yeah, he jumped down. Didn't know that he would. I figured he'd climb down, but yeah. Let's just watch. See it happen.
Oh God, I heard you move.
All right, so we just got done walking through the haunt. I'm sweaty. It's hot. I'm scared. I got scared outside again by the clown. I don't know his name, but I've been calling him a lemur. And so they have 10 out of 10. It was great. So I'm just going to let him explain what this is all about and the backstory and everything, because he can explain it better than I can. So tell us.
All right, guys. Well, we are the Mysterious Mansion. We opened in 1980 in February. We've been operating here in Gatlinburg on River Road for 43 years now. This is our 43rd season. We are a live actor-driven haunt. We rely primarily on live actors to chase you through the haunt and only using animatronics for distraction points. We are a 3-story self-guided experience that mixes a little bit of escape room with a whole lot of haunted house. So we run year-round. We only have one slow time during the year, and that's January and February when the season is down. But we are open every weekend. We're open right now currently Monday through Thursday from 3 to 11, Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays from noon to 11. We're currently gearing up for our October shows. This year we are doing Fairy Tales, Twisted Tales, the dark versions. Those shows will start on September 29th and go from 5 to midnight, and we'll run every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday through the month of October leading into Halloween.
The house itself, I remember that you were telling us about that it wasn't like a family business before.
Absolutely. Charles Moore is the original creator of us. He's a family from Panama City Beach, Florida. They actually invented wacky golf in Panama Beach, Florida, and it still stands and is run by the family today. His daughter currently owns and runs the house. When he passed, she inherited it because she had a love for this house. She grew up here in the house at one point, actually living on property in the house when it had an apartment in it. The apartment has since been absorbed into part of the show and made part of the house now. But we are family owned and operated. We run a very small crew. We run year round. We have some very passionate actors that, as you've seen, love their job.
Oh, yeah.
They're very good at what they do, so we're glad to have them. We mix a little bit of the classic American haunt with parkour, some stunts, jumping, climbing, stuff you don't see in traditional haunts. And we just feel that it adds to the atmosphere, the ambiance, and to the show and the quality of what we do here.
I completely agree, 100% after doing that. With it being an old house, wheelchairs weren't really a problem. But now, how do you cope as a haunted house that's year-round?
Because we are a 3-story house and there are unfortunately a lot of stairs, and because of the layout of the house, it's not possible for us to put in ramps to make it more accessible.
Yeah.
So as a result, what we've done is we've actually hired a very well-known, profitable media company. I don't remember who it was off the top of my head. We had them come in with some specialty cameras.
Yeah.
We went through the house and we actually put on a show, which is something we never do, is put on the full show in front of camera. Helps keep the mystery in the house.
Yeah.
But we did a show for them, and we actually offer what we consider kind of like a virtual tour.
Yeah.
If you're physically unable to make the trip through the house, we will offer to let you view this tour on an iPad via video that was shot in the house that includes our actors coming at you just like they would during the normal show. So you still get to see the characters that you would see if you went through the house, still get the scares, the surprises. And the guy that come through, we gave him no warning on where the actors were coming from or what to expect. So the jarring and the jerking in the video is 100% legitimate reaction to being scared and him not expecting what happened.
Awesome.
Which actually I think made the video more immersive and a lot better than just knowing, okay, here an actor's getting ready to come from you.
Like, do you have any haunt tips for being such an older haunt? Anything that you would want everybody to know, to maybe if they have an older haunt, that's something that you want to pass along that you weren't taught?
Well, a few things that I've learned is being very flexible when it comes to building out sets. Never think that your blueprints and your drawings that you come up with in advance are going to work perfectly. You got to be flexible. One thing I have definitely learned is some haunts I've noticed that I have been to, not that I've worked, but I've been to, they build their sets, then they put an actor in there and they expect the actor to learn the set. Yeah. We are completely different. I build my sets based around my actors. Being from an actor standpoint, whenever I go into a layout on one of my sets, I look at where would be a good spot I would want to scare from, where would I want to come at from this area, and then I build the room to incorporate and make it easiest for my actors to get the optimum scare possible in that area. Some of our rooms are a little small, a little tight. Simple painting, shadowing, little misdirection here or there helps change from a small room to what feels like a giant room that you can't find your way out of. So it's never get down on yourself. Just keep a positive attitude. You got to have a love for what you do.
I'm sorry, I keep seeing the
you never know where they're going to come from in here.
I was like
literally.
And then finally, because I just seen them, would you like to give who was working tonight any shout-outs?
Absolutely. The clown is Chaos. He has a twin brother, Mayhem. He was not on the floor tonight, though, but they are twins. They run the house together. Mayhem is just as wild as Chaos is, so it makes for an interesting evening when they're both running.
I could imagine.
We have our dungeon crawler and our slider that you saw out on the bridge, and then we have our little girl that everybody says looks like the girl from The Ring and The Grudge. She is phenomenal. We were so glad to steal her away from the haunt we stole her from. She was with them for many years. I won't mention their name out of respect for her. She was with them for many years. She wanted to change the scenery. She come through and seen the show. Fell in love with our house. She's been with us since. So you gotta watch him. He's
I couldn't imagine having two of them at the same time.
They keep you on your toes. They will keep you on your toes. Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much for having us
out. Thank you guys for coming out.
Being the fourth haunt I've ever walked through in my entire life. So
wonderful. I'm glad you enjoyed it, guys.
I will never forget. That's for sure.
That's what I wanted to say.
Shoot.
Hey.
How cool is that? You're still like nervous.
Yeah. The clown, dude, you don't even know. It takes a lot for me to get like genuinely scared in a haunt now. And that guy, okay, so you talk about going into retirement all the time because of your knees. He told me that all of his actors were over the age of 35. And that guy Okay, the clown got up on the ceiling and was hanging by his feet and like bent down to where my dad was and was like hanging by his feet at the top and was like jumping from wall to wall, like, and he was chasing you every second that he got. So it was, yeah, you genuinely did not know where they were coming from, and it was terrifying. And then when we were walking back through and I was getting footage of the haunt, we were just walking through and he would pop up out of nowhere, like out of like thin air basically, and would scare the crap out of me. I wish I would have got video of it, but yeah, it was scary.
Well, is it so? What I would always tell people when they would like come in the line, they'd be like, "Is it scary?" And it's like, well, yeah, it's supposed to be. It's
Yeah.
supposed to be scary. And yeah, Mysterious Manor's mansion. I mean, they've been doing it for so long. They're stable, and it's not even that they've been doing it for so long. They've been
Mhm.
doing it year round
Yeah.
for so long. So
Yeah, that's
most of
true.
us can only do about 7 weeks of haunting, and they're doing it every single day, year round. But you're in Gatlinburg, it's a touristy town, and you get an
Yeah.
influx of people and stuff all the time. So that's
Apparently they
really
get
cool.
bears too that break into cars. They were telling us
Yes,
about that. And I was
yes,
like, that's crazy.
yeah, and you guys are moving to Tennessee, right?
We're attempting to, yeah.
Yeah. So good luck with that. Bears
I'll
and
I will cry. My car cannot handle a bear. My
you gotta get a
car can't handle that. It's like a Barbie car. It's made out of like plastic basically.
you gotta get bear spray. Get a
Bear
big old
spray?
can of. Yeah, I'm dead serious. Don't look at me like that. I'm dead
Sounds like
serious.
you're making that up.
I'm not making that up. It's bear spray, and when a bear comes after you, you spray them, and then they
If
run
a
away.
bear comes after me, I'm running away and I'm throwing somebody out in front of me.
But they're whoa, okay, that's murder. Uh,
No, it's not because the I'm just stalling. If a
yeah,
zombie apocalypse comes,
we'll
I'm
get the
throwing
bear
somebody
spray
out.
first. Get the bear spray first. It's yeah. See, here you go. Boom, done.
Oh my gosh.
Would I
I
lie to you?
is it like pepper spray? But like
Yeah,
for bears?
essentially, but it's like pepper spray, but it comes in like a fire extinguisher.
I would
Yeah, like you're
imagine
not
I'd probably
hanging
have
it on your
to.
keychain. It's like a
So
five
how am I gonna
gallon
be able
bucket.
to pack around a fire extinguisher
Well,
everywhere
you
I
just carry it.
go?
You just carry it now. That's what you do. You have your purse in one hand, your bear spray in the other. I mean, that's how
That's
you
the
live your
thing.
life now.
Love that.
Uh, all right.
Oh
So,
man.
are we ready to move on to? I would love to say our first guest, but he's our first guest tonight because he's been on before. He's always been a friend of the show and a friend of Fear Expo. So let's bring on Vic from Monsters Misfits. Whoa, coming from the
Hello.
dungeon, my friend. What's going on?
And we've been working on the hunt out here. So my service is limited. My battery, everything is kind of limited out here in the sticks.
Well, we will make it quick because this is more of just like a drop in and check in with you because you're an interesting guy and you make interesting products. Not just your blood, you got your props, you got everything else going on, and it's right in the middle of haunt season. So let us know what you've been up to and what's going on with you.
I've been up here in Missouri with Monsters Alive, helping them with their hunt since Saturday. And we've been working probably 15, 16 hours a day. They opened up by this Friday. So if you're in Camdenton, Missouri, come and check out the hunt for sure. It's called Fear Rock Forest. I think so. I think that's what it's called. I can't remember. It's been a long day, but you can find it on Monsters Alive website and all that stuff. I'm sure it's there somewhere. And we just been busting butt trying to get open for Fearstone. That's it. I knew he was going to correct me. Fearstone Forest. So, and there they come.
Everybody in the oh hey.
There's the crew. Monsters Alive is here, of course.
What's up, everybody?
You guys look like you're awfully busy yourselves.
Yeah, we've been slaying it all day long. Time we get up 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, and we're here to 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, trying to get everything done so we can make sure we got a good show for everybody.
So, what have you guys been working on?
So this room here is the butcher shop. This is kind of one of my favorites because I got to use my blood in it. So everybody asks me how good my permanent blood is. I think it does pretty good. If it can sit on this, I don't know how well you can sit. This has been here for about 3 days now, and it's this is a piece of latex. And everybody wants to know if it's flexible. Yes, it is. Bought up. You can take it apart. It's nice and flexible. No cracking. It weathers really well in the elements. I've been working on that for 2 years, and I just launched it not too long ago. So if you need some permanent monster blood, I can hook you up.
Yeah, and it's it being that time of the year, there's always a like a mid-season push to like, oh, we're out of makeup, we're out of blood, we're out of paint, we're out of whatever. Are you all stocked up? Are you ready for that push? If people give you a call, you're ready to ship?
Well, so what I did is I came to Missouri to help David, and I brought my stuff with me. So I've shipped out stuff today. I shipped out stuff yesterday. I shipped out stuff the day before. So it's just every day I've been going to the post office to get it shipped out in a rush for everybody to try to get it before Halloween or at least by Friday or Saturday or something like that, depending on where you're at in the country.
So where can they find your blood at?
MonsterXMisfits.com.
So yeah, because last time we talked, you didn't have you were working on the website. You didn't have it up yet. So
it's up and going now. I'm ready to take your money.
Nice. And has it been doing well? You've been getting a lot of traffic?
Yeah, the website. So since I've been here, I've been using the blood a lot more on different stuff that we've been. We just made a bunch of guts today, and some corpses. We did the butcher shop about 3 days ago. So it gives me a chance to just try it on different stuff, and everybody loves it so far. So I'm real happy with it. Like I said, it's been 2 years in the making. And I'm really pleased with it. I'm just that's kind of my baby now, and I still want to make big stuff though. I want to make I just got through making a witch's shack for a haunt, and I make big facades. Of course, you know how it was last year at Fear Expo. I think I did a 32-foot facade, sold it up there, and I just want to make bigger and better stuff.
So you got the blood going.
Got the blood going.
We, obviously the facades, the sets, and everything else. Last time we talked a little bit about animatronics too. Where you at with animatronics?
The animatronics right now, as soon as I get back to Alabama, I'm probably going to be working on some of that. I'm not sure how I'm going to go with it yet, but I definitely want to get into that. I just took on a couple big customers with the blood, so I'm not sure how busy they're going to keep me. And then I got a bunch of little haunts that I'm sponsoring this year and plus next year. So I'm not sure how that's going to take off. I'm just kind of playing it by ear to see where it goes.
You better be careful. You're going to keep doing this. You're going to have to start getting employees.
Yeah, I need about 10 of them. Because I'm old and wore out. I need about 10 of them.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Now, with the haunt stuff that you're working on now, it is haunt season, and you guys are opening tomorrow. What are the kind of things you guys have been working on this week? Just getting ready, getting things going.
Man, it's like, what haven't we been working on? I mean, so we got this bright idea. We wanted to do an underground crypt. So we went and rented a bobcat. We rented a excavator, and we started digging holes. So now we got, I don't know, probably an 8-foot hole in the ground, probably maybe 25 foot, 30 foot long, and we built a crypt. So we went a little bit extreme on that probably, but we've got, oh man, it's so awesome here. It's in the middle of the woods. If you don't get scared, you might end up like me, go home with chiggers. So my legs is tore up with the chiggers. You know, them little red bugs that gets in you and eat you alive.
Yep.
I got them bad boys. But other than that, I don't know, man. It's so awesome here. I mean, we got the butcher's shack, we got the fisherman's shack, which I like, and then we got the sawmill. I mean, we got the crypt, got a church. I mean, we haven't. I don't know what we haven't worked on, so it's been pretty cool.
And was Fearstone Forest tomorrow? You guys open up, correct?
Yep. Tomorrow at 7 o'clock.
Tomorrow at 7 o'clock, and I'm assuming
Yes,
just like
sir.
everybody else, you're gonna go until the last person leaves.
Yep.
That's really cool. And how long are you guys gonna stay open for?
I think 10 days.
10 days.
10 days.
10 consecutive days, or 10? So like 5 weeks, just on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, something like that.
Yeah, I think the last weekend it'll be maybe a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You might have to get with David on that because I'm not 100% sure. Because I'm just going to stay up here until probably maybe Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. Then I'll be heading back to Alabama.
Yeah, you gotta go make that blood. You're gonna
Yeah,
start
I
getting
got to make some
swamped with
blood.
orders. Getting swamped with orders, yeah. Because I'm telling you, here in about 2 weeks, people are gonna be calling you up wanting blood because they're out of blood and they need this and they need that.
Hey, I can hook you up. I can go away from 8 ounce. I think the smallest bottle I'm going to do is 8 ounces, and I'll do 8, 16, 32 a gallon and 5 gallon. And if they need more than that, then we'll figure that out in the future.
Yeah, you're gonna be rolling out 55-gallon drums of this stuff. I can see
Yeah.
it already.
Yeah. A big customer asked me today. This is, hey man, I need 5 gallon jugs. It's like I got you. I can do that.
Nice. That's good. Well, we'll let you get back to work. We just wanted to touch base with you. It's always fun talking to you and seeing you. We don't want the Quins to hang you up by your toes because you're not getting any work done. I know how they are. I know how they get. But
Yes.
so yeah, make sure, what was that website again?
MonsterXMisfits.com.
So make sure you guys head over to monsterxmisfits.com and check out what he's got going on over there.
Or get you some blue.
He's got plenty of perma blood ready to go, ready to ship. Call him up, 5-gallon buckets. He's got you covered. Vic, it's always great talking to you. It's always a pleasure. I'm sure before HauntCon and Fear Expo, we're gonna check back in with you and see how many employees.
Oh yeah, I'll see you guys in February.
Awesome, buddy. You take care of yourself and get some rest and get some lotion on them legs of yours.
Oh, definitely, man. They're tore up.
I bet they are, buddy.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate you.
Take care, my friend. I like that guy a lot. He's so cool.
He seems nice.
He's like, all of us haunters are a little odd, we're out there, and like he's just so down to earth, and he's so cool, and he's the type of guy when you sit down and talk to, like, you know what you're gonna get. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, there's no flash, there's no charisma or sway or anything like that. It's just like, this is Vic and this is what you got, and it's awesome. I really admire that with him. Anyways,
he said something that reminded me the haunt that I did actor training for today. Mm-hmm. So this will make you want to rip your hair out. So they're talking to us, and you know how haunts normally like start, I don't know, in like January picking what they're gonna do, and then by March they're building. So this haunt, I was talking to him and I was like, "Yeah, it looks really good. When did y'all start building it?" They went, about the last week of August." And I
So
was
yeah,
like,
obviously that's like poor planning, but
I was like, "How?" He went, "Well, I wasn't gonna do it, and then I went to Savannah, and then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it." And the guy builds tiny houses for a living, so he, I guess, just put like a bunch of tiny houses, like built them all without a roof, and then made a haunt into it. And he was like, "Yeah, we just got it done. Um, we got it done within a couple weeks." And I was like, "That's crazy."
yeah, look, I worked at a haunt their opening weekend, and by the time the first group got in the door, they were still painting scenes. Um,
I've been there.
yeah, so I mean, it happens. I wouldn't get started that late if I were them.
It was scary to hear them say that. I felt panicky for
But
them.
if you could pull it off, I mean, if you could pull it off,
Man, they pulled it out. They pulled it off really well. Like they have I don't want to give a lot away, but they have like a dead guy in the floor, and it's like an outdoor haunt, and they like carved out a place and you can walk over top of it. It's really cool. It's super cool.
so where I'm from, growing up, there used to be one like haunt in the area. Now our state has more haunts than any other state in the country, which is awesome. Ohio's number
Yep.
one. Just wanted to say that. But we had this place, and it was at the fairgrounds, and they would basically commandeer like the stables, and there's all these different like outbuildings they had at the fairground, and they had like 5 or 6. I have an old ticket somewhere around here. I gotta find out where it's at, but they'd have like 5 or 6 different attractions, and they were relatively small, but they were pretty well done. And they had all of their stuff in like tractor trailers and shipping containers.
Yeah.
So they had to put the week that it opened, they had to pull it all out and build it all in a week and do any touch ups and anything like that, get actors trained. Um, just they did all of this in a week and to run, 6 weeks out of the season. And then the last that Saturday that they um had their last show, that Sunday, everybody came in, they had to tear everything down
Oh
in one day
gosh.
and pack everything up in trailers. And by that time, I mean, it could be snowing out here,
Right.
like, and they're doing that, and they used to do that for years growing up.
That
But
is,
yeah, they don't do it anymore, which is sad.
I would imagine why.
Well, they kind of got screwed, but kind of didn't. Um, Basically, none of the buildings because they were so old. I
Mhm.
mean, they were like 100 years old. Didn't have any fire suppression systems in it,
Mm.
and basically new fire marshal showed up and he was like, either put sprinklers in here or don't do it. Years later, a couple of people try to like revamp it, and it didn't it didn't really work.
It just wasn't the same ever
Well,
again.
because they didn't use any of the buildings, they just put everything outside. But they try to like make a haunted house, not like an outdoor like forest or an outdoor like corn maze. They try to make a haunted house outside. Um,
Okay.
but there was like no walls. There was no nothing. Like it was kind of crazy. And then the first night they did it, it like poured, like just torrential downpour. So they like hurried up, moved like everything under the bleacher. It was just a mess.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was. It's just one of those things where it was cool once, and
Yeah.
and now, if people try to like redo it or replicate it, it's not gonna be the same. It's never gonna be the
Right.
same. So,
It's like that
anyways,
sometimes.
you went somewhere else as well.
I did. I went to Sir Henry's.
So tell us about
In
Sir
Plant
Henry's.
City. I used to be an actor for Sir Henry's. I was Misty the elf for Christmas both years, and then I was a vampire chick the first time I ever went out there. It was very short lived though, because came in at like the end of the season. And then I was Carol, who was in the common area, who was like a candy corn chick. I have to say, Sir Henry's has the best sets that are in Florida, like straight up, like best sets in the whole state. Their sets are so good, and there's so much detail work in them. It's like mind blowing almost. Like they had a big mansion. They still have the mansion, but this year they added I couldn't turn the camera around so you can't see it, but there's a huge staircase like inside, and the actor can walk up and down it, and it looks like a legit staircase, but it leads to absolutely nowhere. It's really good for an outdoor haunt, like super good.
Nice. Well, let's see what you brought us. Let's see your interview.
Heard.
Okay guys, so we're here at the first haunt that we're going to go through, and it is, I think it's, Moonlight Massacre. I was about to say Blood Massacre. That's last time. So basically, I'm going to put the storyline in here, but just for a brief little thing. The farmer turns into a werewolf, and the person screaming behind me is actually the wife. So we'll get to see selfie version of me getting scared. You might be able to see Dad behind me. Crap part is I know somebody. Ooh! This thing's gonna be so jarry. Okay, so we just got done with the Moonlight Massacre one, so now we're moving on to Tales of the Dead. And I think this one's the Icon House. Don't hold me to it, but I'm pretty sure. So basically, I'm gonna put the storyline in for this one, but I believe this is all of their Icon characters for the past 10 years. Oh man. Oh man. I'm sorry. If I touch somebody, I am so sorry. Because I can't see. Thank you for making noise. I don't want to step on you because I will feel bad. Thank you. Thank you. Alright, so we're about to head into Wicked Waters, and I'm going to be honest, I don't know too much about the storyline. I do know that it's nautical themed, so I know it is ocean. But I will be posting the stories along with each of these, so I'm sure future me will get that done for me. So I'm just going to head into this blind. I know, I'm sorry. I was ready to catch the barrel. I was like prepared. I don't know. Alright, so we just got finished with the last haunt, so now we're moving on to Legends of Halloween, which is their newest trail, which is actually like a hayride type of thing, which I think is the only one in Florida, so this should be exciting.
Hey, it's me. I forgot to film inside the haunt. Good job.
I have the show manager, and what is your name?
Hi, my name is Sam, and I'm one of the show managers. The other show manager is Calvin.
Somebody just starting out in the haunt industry, and they're wanting to go to a haunted house, but they don't want to run it. What are some job opportunities that you guys have here? That I know you do show management, and I know Calvin also does that as well. But I know that sometimes haunts do building, and they don't just need actors. Yes. So what is more than actor-wise?
Yes. So sometimes acting is just not for everyone. There's also makeup roles. So you can fully immerse yourself and dive into makeup and really learn how to create. I mean, you were on makeup team for quite some time. I did
it a little bit. We both done it a little bit.
Yeah, we both done it a little bit. And you find your niche. So if makeup is your thing, we also have behind the scenes staff roles. So making sure that our actors, and bless them because they keep our actors alive.
Oh yeah.
Every single night. So running waters, making sure they're okay, you know, escorting them to the restrooms and things of that nature. We have front-facing staff, so, you know, ticket takers, you know, even just customer service roles just in our midway common area, just to be like, hey, how are you? Do you need anything? Please follow us. Hashtag Sir Henry's on a trail.
Hey, I put it all at the end.
Yeah,
all the info.
You
I
know
got
how
it.
it is.
Yeah, I got it.
Even off-season stuff. So off-season, you know, we do a ton of building. So, you know, if you're interested in building, construction, even if you don't physically build, but maybe you have an interest in design.
Yeah.
Design is a big thing. Designing sets, you know, distressing sets. Even if you want to learn, ask somebody. Somebody has knowledge, and they're more than willing to teach you. I mean, all
Everybody's
had
to learn this stuff.
Exactly. And from there, there's even costume making. We have our own costume team now. So
That's nice.
yeah, so it's not just, you know, myself or Zach doing
Rushing
it all, rushing it out.
Get it done.
So now we have a team, and we collaborate on ideas, and we actually execute them. And I feel like our costumes this year, and I don't know if you've been through yet, but
We went through a couple of them, and it's nuts.
so it's so.
Yeah.
Did you see the costumes? I feel like they're 10
Ash's
times
costume is like off
next
off
level.
the wall.
Next level, right? And
Yeah.
Ash is a part of a costume team. Ash did that all on her
It's
own.
crazy. And then, of course, Keegan. Everybody, Fear Expo knows Keegan.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah,
already
Keegan.
know about Keegan.
Yeah.
I don't need to mention.
Yeah.
He knows he's good.
So, and then even lighting, like if you're interested in the tech side of things, there's always like tech managers who are interested in making sure fog machines are good, lighting is good, everything is in tip-top shape, you know, or just even management and operations, like looking on at the overall thing. Are we starting on time? Are we ending on time? Is there anything holding back the line? Do we have to push back the line? I mean,
a million.
there's so many roles. Yeah.
And as you guys grow, you'll find more jobs.
Yes,
that need to be
exactly,
filled.
exactly.
That's the good and bad part of 10 years.
I mean, back in 2017, it was just me and Zach, just pushing it out, just getting all of these trails, just making sure they were all okay. But then in 2018, Calvin started as kind of working his way up, and he became a show manager as well.
Yeah.
So then it was just the three of us making sure every single trail was good.
Right.
But fast forward, now we have 4 attractions. Each have their own trail director, and they each have either one assistant or 2 assistants.
Hey,
and that's just
with
incredible.
With growth,
Yeah.
everything has.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Taking a step back, you almost get so tearful because you never get to take a breath and just be like, wow.
So now you get to take it all in.
I do.
Because
And
normally in common area, you're just trying to
I'm going. I don't
There's
really,
no stop.
in my character, I don't really remember what I say to people. I'm just going.
Yeah. And then once because I feel the exact same way you do right
Yeah.
now. Because I was telling Mom, I was like, man, walking around feels weird. I feel like I'm not doing anything.
No.
I was like, I feel like I need to be doing something.
But you are. You're doing an amazing job. I mean, you're really showcasing us, and I just thank you so much for coming out.
It's crazy, and all the hard work you guys put in, it's been noticed.
Thank you.
I promise.
Thank you
'cause
so much.
The scenes here, I tell everybody, the scenes here are stupid good. Like, especially to be so close to like the big theme park ones. Like, you guys kill it.
So the main thing is they started super early. I mean, I plan with them, but I'm not physically out here building. Sorry, I'm not physically out here building. But Calvin and Zach were out here building February.
Yeah.
Like the next weekend after our event, it was demolition time. So,
and then you have almost every like big main holiday
exactly
to worry about. So, man, well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, of course. Thank you.
Sir Henry's.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta tell you, like, I'm really, really, really trying to fight this urge to come out of retirement.
I'd love to scare act this year, but man, I don't think I can make time. Actually, the 13th I'm gonna scare act because I need more actors, so I'm getting in costume and I'm forcing my friends to get in costume, and I think that's the only thing I'm gonna do this season.
Yeah, I made a Facebook post yesterday
Oh yeah, I
about it.
seen it. I
Oh yeah,
seen it.
my phone blew up for hours. Hours. People were texting me, calling me. What do you I'm like, I just said one thing. I just said one thing.
That would hey, you knew when you made a public post, it was going down.
I mean, yeah, but you guys were supposed to help me resist the urge. And none
No.
of you did it, by the way. None of
Yeah,
you,
no.
yeah, you're all encouraging bad behavior.
How's it bad behavior if you enjoy
I
doing it?
don't have cartilage in my knees. I'm tired. I'm grumpy nowadays.
Well,
I'm
then
just
don't slide and just be a grumpy old man in costume.
when you
I'm
put it
just
like
going.
that.
I mean, it's an option. It's a character trait to be a grumpy old man.
Yeah, I guess. I don't want to be a grumpy old man, but I'm becoming that way. I don't
Well,
know what
it
it is.
happens.
The Here you go. Your
See? It's a thing.
mama backfire is just all on it today.
Hey,
Hey.
telling you. Oh my gosh, I know what shoes she's talking about. Those things are ugly.
So, anyways, we don't have haunt news today,
I
but
know.
Doug kind of wanted us to, I guess, candidly talk about haunt stuff, like, and get our opinions on things. So, everyone in the chat, if you guys have industry questions for us and you guys want our opinion on things, and it doesn't matter what it is, we'll get to them and we'll answer them and we'll talk about them. But I think right off the rip, we should address the elephant in the room. Because I don't know if you know this, but I know this, and I know 90% of the haunt industry know this. That there was a news article put out a couple days ago about Scare Factory
Oh,
here in
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
here in Columbus. And it's a very unfortunate situation, I think, for both parties, to be honest with you. This is at the end of the day, I would much rather see Scare Factory make their rights or make their wrongs right and learn how to be successful afterwards because they can do it. I think there's a market for what they do.
Yeah.
But the problem is that this has been going on
For quite a
for
while.
for a long, long time with them. And it's not just the fact that people aren't getting their products. Some of the stuff that they're putting out is just not the quality that it used to be. But at the same time, there's droves of people that swear by Scare Factory stuff. I know there's a lot of haunts out there that have a lot of Scare Factory props, and they're very happy with them, and they've had them for a long time. And
It's kind of like like when you order off of China, like AliExpress or something, it's a 50-50 shot. You're either gonna like you're gonna get it and you're gonna love it, or you're gonna get it and it's not what you expected.
yeah, I've seen. It seems like a lot of the bigger haunts are happier with it, and a lot of smaller haunts are kind of getting pushed to the side.
Right.
And the crazy part about it with me, I was thinking about this today, is the powers to be out there in the haunt industry are silent. They're not doing anything about this whatsoever. They're not saying a word about this, and they're still showing up to trade shows and they're still doing business. And the problem with that is every year it seems like lately, especially, that there's been an explosion of haunts popping up, new haunts.
Right.
Every year. There just seems like I remember one year Brett Hayes and I were at Transworld and we were at the Ren bar standing on the balcony looking down at the bar, and him and I were like, "Who are all these people?" Like, we didn't have a clue. Like, one day we were there and it was, like, all of our friends, and then one day we showed up and there was a lot of strangers there. And that's just product of growth. That's going to happen, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing that there's a
Yeah.
lot of people out there that are trying to get into this and do this, and I think that's great. But the problem is they see a company like Scare Factory and they go to these trade shows and they see their products and they're like, "Oh, this is affordable. Like I can get this, and I'm gonna, have a haunted attraction." And they kind of plan for that, and by the time haunt season shows up, their stuff doesn't show up and they're out of the money. Or on the
Yeah.
off chance that it does show up, it's broken. Um, or it doesn't last the season, and they don't have the know-how or the experience to navigate those waters. And it's very, very. I mean, it could be a very dangerous situation for a new haunt owner,
Right.
and it's kind of bothering me that like I said, the powers to be are just kind of letting this happen. I know they're not the police. Like they can't stop them from doing what they're doing, but they can definitely educate the public about what's actually happening and help them make better choices and better decisions when it comes to how they're going to go spend their money. Because I mean, it's getting to the point where the general public is becoming aware of it now, and
Right.
it's getting bad. It's getting bad, and I don't know. Like I said, at the end of the day, I hope that they can right their wrongs and learn how to be a successful business, because I do think that there is there is a market for what they do, and there is they do have the talent and they do have the know-how. Uh, they just got to figure that out, and I hope everybody on both sides of this comes out as a winner. I really do. And whatever happens at the end of the
Yeah.
day, I really hope both of them figure it out and move forward accordingly.
Well, if we're going to be open and talk about things, did you see the ad that Hulu put out?
No.
So Hulu decided to make a documentary about haunted houses. The
Okay.
haunt that they chose was McCamey Manor.
Of course.
And people have mixed emotions about it. And I think personally, whatever I say does not go against Project Backfire. It's separate entities. This is me, not my business talking. I personally don't think it is a good representation of haunted houses.
No, it absolutely isn't. The HAA has already come out and kind of denounced it.
Yeah.
I've met Russ on a bunch of different occasions,
I met Russ
and
at Transworld last year.
and at least as far as my personal interactions with him, they've always been nice. They've always been pleasant. I
He's very
mean,
nice, but he's an odd guy.
well, I mean, we're all odd in our own rights, and yeah, I mean, I've sat down, talked with him a couple of times, just as a person, and yeah, I mean, he's always been cool with me, and I've been cool with him.
It might be because you have a beard.
Maybe. Um, but um, I don't know, because it's like it's one of those situations that like what makes somebody tick. So in
Yeah.
the early days when he was out in California doing this, like there was the rumor mill was um just afoot. And back then it actually resembled a haunted attraction. It was a home
Right.
haunt, but it did resemble a haunted attraction. It was definitely extreme. It was definitely out of control. Um, but again, it was a haunted attraction. In definition, it was. When he moved down to Tennessee, it kind of went,
Went sideways.
yeah, pretty big time. And there's right now, there's actually a thing on TikTok going around where a couple of guys went out there and they basically, went through everything, went through the waiver, went through the process with a fine tooth comb. And at the end of the day, like, oh, there's that cash reward and stuff. And it gets to a point when you kind of just put up with all the stuff that he's just like, all right, well, now we're gonna pull your teeth out, or we're gonna, shave
Yeah.
your head, or whatever. And obviously, people back out at that point, and then it's, oh, we've never been beaten. But that goes back to saying, like, what makes people tick, Maybe this whole thing is
I think it might be a surf for clout.
yeah, like, that's a good way of putting it. Like, this could be one of those things that it was actually something I saw today, was, about influencers interacting with homeless people for likes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they, like, strap a camera on their chest, and then they go out and, like, "Oh, I bought a homeless guy a taco, subscribe to my page," and they get millions of followers because of it. And I don't know, because I've never talked to Russ about McCamey Manor, never spoke to him about it in any way. I mean, it could be just one of those things. It could be one of those things where he's building a product that's, essentially clickbait.
Well, I mean, even if he, let's say that everybody goes on to his social medias and all that other stuff and leaves hateful comments, he's still getting the views that he wants and needs to make money for it.
Right.
So
And
whether it's good views or bad views, he's still getting views. That's
right.
the bottom line.
And if that's the goal of it, well, then that's the goal of it. And
Yeah.
you live in America, and that's what you're doing, then that's what you're doing. And I don't knock the guy for that. But in the same token, I think you're absolutely right. It's not a haunted attraction. Like,
Yeah, it's not a good way to represent
no.
everybody.
Like, there's no walls, there's no actors, there's no it just the definition of an attraction, right? It's a
Yeah.
step out of reality. It's a
It was so funny because last year everybody seen that he was going to Trans World and they were like making a whole bunch of posts about it and complaining and everything. And then the other day I was looking through like Trans World's pictures so I could see like their show floor to show somebody. And I ran across a picture from like 2018 of him going to Trans World and nobody said anything. Like they're all like, oh, he's just showing up this year. And I was like, I think
yeah.
he was here years ago.
And
Like,
he came to Fear Expo as well, and I talked to
yeah.
him a little bit there, and he was
Yeah.
he was as nice could be. I mean, he's a
Yeah.
nice guy. Like, I don't have any animosity towards the man at all. Uh, but yeah, to label it as a haunted attraction, um,
Or to do a
you know,
documentary about it as like to represent everybody is I don't
yeah,
think
I
it's the
mean,
correct
but
move.
again, if because they had a thing on Netflix a couple years ago about dark tourism, and McCamey Manor was on it. And yeah, I mean, again, it's if your business model is just to create hype to get clicks and get the attention, and things like that, then he's doing it. And I don't think that's any different from what people do on TikTok or on Instagram, or
I guess
YouTube to get
the
likes.
only thing that would make me like question it a little bit is if let's say that, somebody who was younger than me who wanted to be a scare actor watched the documentary and was like, well, and then they took it as this is every haunted house, and they show up to a haunted house and they do the same thing that he does to a normal haunted house, thinking that they're going to
Well,
get away with it. Like
that
that
does
could be a
happen.
problem. Yeah,
A
people
couple
might take
years
it too
ago,
seriously.
there was a kid that went to a haunted attraction as an actor and decided to bring his own prop knife, and it turned out to be a real knife and
Right.
stabbed somebody.
Yeah.
Um,
So that's the
leg-
only thing I'd be worried about for like
yeah, I mean, but again, you can't, you look at something like Haunted Hoochie, and uh, Haunted Hoochie has a checkered reputation at best, and they kind of got caught up in something that they should have never been caught up with to begin with, but it just kind of happened. Um, they have the last Saturday of the season. They basically call it like Fire Me Saturday.
mm,
It's the last show. Like, what are they gonna do? Fire me? And they go absolutely off the walls more than what they normally do, and it is completely outrageous. It is, I mean, shocking and everything. I mean, from the moment you walk in this place, right? It's just craziness. Well, somebody decided that they were going to do like a Nazi theme haunted house that Saturday.
mm,
But it was all like tongue in cheek. So they were like wearing tutus and they had like blood swastikas carved in on their bodies and stuff like, and they were essentially making fun of Nazis, but it's shocking and it's
yeah.
it's kind of a crazy thing to see. Well, that was the same day that the synagogue shooting happened in Pittsburgh.
Oh no.
So they ended up in a PR nightmare, and they were able to handle it. They apologized, and they donated a bunch of money to a local Jewish charity, and they were able to make the situation right. But they it kind of took a life of its own, where
Yeah.
where everybody on the other side of it reading this kind of formed their own opinion. People that weren't even there. They're like, "Oh, they're glorifying Nazis and stuff," and they're like, "There's a man wearing a tutu with a carved swastika on his forehead." Like, I don't think that's glorifying Nazis. Me personally, I don't think that's glorifying Nazis. But point being is, no matter what the product you put out there, whether if it's extreme or not, people are going to draw their own conclusions from it out of
Yeah.
your control. And I dislike the fact that they consider McKamey Manor a haunted attraction when it's clearly not.
Yeah.
There's no escapism there, right? I think that's the I think that's the thing that makes any attraction, right? You go to Disneyland, you go to Universal Studios, there's a level of escapism. You get immersed into a world that doesn't exist outside of the park, right?
Yeah.
And McKamey Manor doesn't really have that. Yeah, it's a controlled environment. I knew somebody that worked for him. Well, I mean, I still know her, and we talked about this at great lengths before, and she was like, "Look, like everything's on the up and up. Like he's not like a weirdo. Like he's doing weird stuff, but he's not a weirdo, if that makes sense."
Mm,
Um, but yeah, I mean, everything's on the up and up. Everything's consensual. This is just an experience that people are subjecting themselves to,
right.
and then on the other side of it, people are drawing their own conclusions of it. Some people think that this is the most extreme haunted house in the world, and then some people like you and I are sitting here going, "That's not a haunted house." And Russ has never like really come out and said like it's this, it's that,
Yeah.
blah 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 blah. And so again, I think he has done that on purpose. I think he's just creating a product, and he wants people to make up their own minds of what they think it is. I think that he wants people to voluntarily subject themselves through this if they want to do it, and if they don't,
Right.
then okay. And
Yeah.
He wants the masses to just draw their own conclusions. And, you know, it's creating buzz, it's creating excitement. Um, People talk about it. Everybody that's a haunter, everybody that's a haunter at one point in time, every single year, somebody comes up to him and says, "Oh, you work in a haunted attraction? Have you ever heard of McCamey Manor?" I mean, it's just a part of our culture now. And, you know, haunted attraction, no, it is not. I don't believe it is. But it is a product. I mean, he has built a product, and it is very clickable. It's very, you know, buzz feedy, if you will, and people on the outside eat it up. And that's just, I think that's just the
The
price of doing
goal.
business. You
Yeah.
know, that's just how that is. Anyways, chat was quiet today. Didn't have any questions for us. Thanks a lot, chat. Appreciate it. Uh, What do we got here? What's going on here? Oh, do you, Richard? You think so? You guys are supposed to
Richard
be talking me out of this.
Richard is the staff management for Sir Henry's. That's the guy who came with Keegan at Texas Haunters. So he'll get it done.
I I don't know if honestly, if somebody were to call me up, I was thinking about this last night because as soon as I made that post and as soon as I got home, I was like, I shouldn't have made that post. Like, I don't want to do this. You know, I'm happy with being home on the weekends. I'm happy that my knees aren't completely blown out. Um, but I do miss it, and I do miss my friends, and I do miss the environment, and I do miss entertaining and doing all that stuff. Part of me was kind of like, man, I'm kind of hoping the folks from Spooky Bottom are gonna like message me and be like, plane tickets waiting for you, bud. All you gotta do is come pick it up, and and I would have been like, done. I'm there. You know what I mean?
I'm coming.
Um, yeah. So part of me's like kind of waiting for that one phone call or that one message that somebody's gonna send me, and they'll be like, what do we gotta do? Like, where do we gotta send the plane ticket, and we'll take care of this. I'm surprised out of everybody. I'm surprised Tim Meadows and Jordan Meadows from Hext didn't like jump on this immediately. So if you guys are watching this, I'm disappointed in you.
They've been busy people recently.
Yeah, they have. Well, I mean, they're always busy people down there in Hext. They're always building everything. I mean, they have literally built everything. They have very little bought stuff. They have some
Yeah.
bought stuff, but like very little bought stuff. And they managed to just go in this bottom and just build this incredible attraction in the middle of nowhere. It's actually super, super cool. So, anyways, I don't think we have anything to give away tonight.
Not that I know of, unless Chris comes in and says something.
Well, we had the last show 2 weeks ago. We were gonna give away 2 Saw tickets, but the feed got cut off somehow, and I'm pretty sure the tickets are still available, but that is
Willie isn't
Willie's
here
thing.
to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I don't wanna step on his toes. I'm sure if he's listening to this at home right now, he's probably screaming at his computer, "Do it, do it!" But, um, yeah, it's just, I don't know. Maybe next week we'll give away a whole bunch of stuff. We've just been having issues. And it's not even so much that we're having issues, it's just like everybody's busy. Oh, here you go. See?
Yeah.
I told you. I told you. There.
Hey, Jordan, he said get the plane ticket and he'll be coming.
Um no, it's see that just derailed my train of thought.
Everybody's busy, and I was almost wondering
Yes.
if we needed to wait until until after haunt season because I didn't know. Like, I don't know if anybody's gonna have time to talk.
Well, I think at least until haunt season is over, our shows are going to be a lot like this.
Yeah.
We'll get the people that we can't get on because everybody's I mean, everybody's busy, and when they're not haunting at this point, kind of the last thing they want to do is talk about haunting or do
Yeah.
anything with haunting, and that's cool. I respect that. Um, so yeah, we'll if people want to come on, we'll talk to them. If not, we may have just shows like this where you and I are going to talk about things, and we'll just take questions from the chat and discuss things and talk about things. Or maybe we just won't do a show one night like we did last week, but that was we were having technical difficulties last week. But
Well, next week I will be preparing for the 13th for my little haunt thingy-mabob. So,
well, don't underestimate my ability to sit here and talk for an hour by myself. I can 100% I can do that, no problem. That's
you're like, I got it.
we could talk about it. You could just put a topic in the chat, and I'll be like, "Ooh, okay, Joan of Arc. Let's talk about that for a little bit." Like, well
Has to
versed.
be haunt related.
I mean, does it though? I mean, we're Americans. We can do whatever we want.
Okay, but this is
Joan of Arc,
this is
Joan of Arc can kind of be. She got burned at the stake. That's kind of
Hey,
spooky.
you know what we should do? We should see if like David and like Brandy, like we should just have like a very calm like sculpting maybe live stream, like where we, like, I know you can't sculpt, but like all three of us, like we sculpt a mask while we're
You don't
on
know if
live
I can
stream.
sculpt or not.
I guess I don't know that. Yeah.
I can't sculpt. I can't.
Okay.
Well, well, I don't know. I've never sculpted. I've never tried. I
But
never.
like if we have like a sculpting one where like people can ask comments in the chat while we do sculpting, that would be kind of cool. And
Yeah, I mean, if you guys wanted to do something like
it'd
that,
be
I'd be happy to take the day off or moderate. I can definitely, while you guys are sculpting, I can definitely moderate the chat for you.
I think
I
that would
think
be a cool calm stream.
Doug wants to do haunt economic. He wants me to talk about haunt economics. Now, like it's 10 after 10. I don't know if now is the time to do haunt economics. Oh wait. Oh, better yet.
Oh gosh,
It's
what?
gonna be
Hey,
something
I never
crazy.
got my jelly ball guns.
Haunt ethics. Ooh. Ooh.
Don't get
I can
Steve
do
started.
no,
Don't.
I could do a lot on haunt ethics because I've been on both sides of that.
You need to do one where we talk about how to get into traveling haunt actor because everybody wants to
Oh,
know how to get into
don't.
that.
Don't. Don't. It's
It's
hard.
not the answer.
It sucks. No, it's honestly that like 10 years I was on the road was one of like the best things in my life. Like
I know, and that's why we all need to know how to get into it.
I will for as long as I live, I will always look on those years fondly. And it's but it comes with a lot of sacrifice. Comes with a lot of work. I mean, there's just a lot, and like the one thing that I always tell people, if you're at a haunt, and this to me, it always kind of put things in perspective.
Yeah.
At the end of the year, you have your cast party, right? And people give out awards, best actor, um, whatever. In big party. There's dance. Everybody's hanging out, having a good time.
Yeah.
When you're a travel actor, that doesn't exist. That's not it's not a thing. It's
Yeah.
when your season's over, it's over.
Over. Yeah.
And you're just waiting for the next phone call and it's okay, we're gonna do a Christmas show, okay, we're gonna do a New Year's Eve show, we're gonna do a Valentine's Day, we're doing St. Patrick's Day, we're doing 4th of July, we're doing halfway to Halloween, we're doing these parades, we're doing this, we're doing that. And it becomes a year-round thing because you have to stay relevant. You got to stay in the
Yeah.
spotlight. And, if you're not out there doing it, you fade away quickly.
Yeah.
My last show when I was at Hex Haunted House, I said, "All right, that's it. I'm done. I'm I am retired. I'm not doing this anymore. The phone call stopped. I mean, nobody forgot about me, but it stopped
You
coming, and
weren't Phoenix, you were Steve
yeah, and
after.
you'd start to see people step up and kind of fill your shoes a little bit and going out on the road. I have a dear friend of mine. Her and her boyfriend are out on the road as we speak. Um, Traveling around and trying to get it done. And I think it's great that they're doing that. But it's hard. It's hard. There's a lot of sacrifice. I sacrificed a lot of time this time of year with my son to be out on the road on the weekends. The sheer amount of just traveling that
Yeah.
you do is kind of insane. You gotta time management. You gotta work your time management really well. You gotta work your business side. You have to figure out what you're worth and you got to make sure you get paid for that. Um, you know, I got to a point where I got lucky enough where the HAA was kind of backing me up, and I had a lot of big name haunts in my pocket, and I could pretty much just name my price, and they would buy me a plane ticket, and that'd be it. And it would, and when you get to that point, that kind of gets a lot of pressure off your shoulders, and you can just kind of work and enjoy yourself. But it takes a lot to get there. It takes a lot to get to that point. Takes a lot of dedication. These people pay a lot of money for you to be there, so you don't, you know, they'll take, you can ask Doug. Doug will tell you and be
Chris's
like,
comment. I'm sorry.
um, they they will, Doug will tell you like I never took a break. If
Yeah.
the money that they're paying for me to be out there, I would be the first one out there before customers even showed up. I'd be out there waiting for people to show up, and I would stay out there until the last customer left the haunt. And then after that, you go with the cast, and a lot of the cast want to meet you and talk to you and take your pictures with you. And when I would do the fire stuff and nobody got to see what I was doing because they were inside the haunt and they always wanted to see. So I would always stay late and do fire stuff for people and show them how to do things and this and that and talk to them. Um, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work and a lot of sacrifice, like I said, but it's rewarding. It's a great thing to be a part of if you can do it. But there's only a finite of us out there, and there always ever will be, 5 or 6 at any given time that are doing it
Yeah.
full time. So, I mean, there just isn't that big of a market for it, especially now. Because like, I would show up to haunts, and I would see people, like, light years better than me when it would come to acting, like and I'm like, "Why did you guys call me? This dude is awesome." Like, what's going on here, you know?
Yeah.
But, yeah, I could talk about that, I guess, for a
Yeah,
whole
we
bunch
need
of
to
stuff.
we need to do that, and I think a mask one where a couple of like mask makers like Fright Bros and Brandy and Monsters, and I'll do it because I have the stuff to do it, so I want to learn
Yeah, I think
too.
if we can, I think that would be great. It's it's just tough this time of year,
Yeah. But
everybody's busy. So I even know like CFX, they're
yeah.
Josh and Tabitha, they've been posting nonstop about doing haunt stuff and doing this. I think Josh was just on the TV today doing stuff.
Josh messaged me and was like, "Hey, do you still have props left?" And they bought like all of our props, or they didn't. They set us up with a haunt that needed props, and like they sold us out. So that was nice. I appreciate them doing that.
Yeah, so it's just tough. So I know we'll play it by ear. So stay
Give me
tuned.
like 2
Let's do
seconds.
some plugs. It's late. Uh, what do what do I start with? What are you yelling at?
Sorry,
You
I'm
yelling?
yelling at my mom. She kept standing in the kitchen with her phone on full blast watching the show. You're still
Oh,
standing there.
she could just like look over and see the show live. Like,
She's killing me, man.
uh, Plugs, where are we at with plugs? Let's do this. This show has been and always will be powered by Fear Expo. Fear Expo is in April. When is it in April? I wrote the dates down.
2, 4, no, 10 something. Yes,
I wrote them
no.
down. No, I don't know where I wrote. Nope, that's us. Hey, nope. That's okay.
Oh, no, I got my. So it
Nope.
is the 2. Is it a 2?
That's all right. So we'll do Fear HauntCon. HauntCon February 9th through the 11th, 2024 at the Hilton in Daytona Beach, Florida. This is your haunt vacation. We're going to be down there. We got vendors, we got actors, we got cosplayers. I know here sooner than later, probably right after haunt season, Doug's going to make
Filming people.
yeah, some big announcements with how we're kind of combining the film industry with what we're doing with HauntCon. So, a lot going on with that. I got to get a lot more information on that. And then, of course, Fear Expo. It's in April, the 12th through the 14th, I believe it is.
I
If I
think.
remember correctly.
Hold on.
Hotels are selling out, so get that done now. It's blocked off. Um, the good thing is we didn't block off the entire hotel. So if the blocks that we already have set aside do go for both the hotels, the Hampton and the Holiday Inn, let us know, and we could try to open up more rooms for that. I'm pretty sure we'll be able to do that, but let us know. Like, hey, try to buy it. Rooms are sold out. Can we open up some more blocks? And we'll definitely try to make that happen for you. If not, there's plenty of hotels in the area, so get on that quickly. Because Tane will tell you if we have a jump in attendance like we did from year 1 to year 2 to
It's
year
gonna be
2 to year
crazy.
3, we're gonna have a serious problem on our hands. There's gonna be a lot of people there.
Definitely.
I do believe there's a couple of booths left, some small booths for your expo. So if you're out there and you're vending and you want kind of get yourself in there, gauge. um, who else? Who am I
Scares of
missing
Beyond
here?
Masks. Annabelle.
Annabelle. I don't know. Does she have a booth there or not? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think she got one.
Well, I mean, Annabelle, wink, wink, wink. You know a guy, wink, wink, wink.
Hey, I'm trying to talk Doug into doing things for kids. I can't talk about it yet, but I'm trying. I'm trying.
um,
Trying.
but yeah, so we'll definitely get that information to you. Chris is trying to show us something. There you go.
Ta-da.
There you go. A few more blocks left. So don't forget to get in there, Annabelle. Wink, wink, wink. Annabelle should be in bed by now. I mean, I don't know why you're still awake. It's a school night.
Oh my gosh.
And yeah, tiki party. I guess I'm
Hashtag
doing
Tiki
that too.
Steve.
Okay, I'm supposed to go to a crockpot party on Saturday, and I already kind of got asked to do fire stuff for that.
Hashtag Tiki Steve is gonna be there partying. Woo-woo.
Yeah, I don't know about Tiki Steve, but Steve will definitely be there. I think that counts at 4 parties.
I think that we need to get I seen these guys have them at Texas Haunters and they had Alan Hopps's face on them. I think we need to get those but with Doug's face. And they were tiki shirts. They were like Hawaiian shirts. Where what are they called? Luels, the flower things.
The like Tommy Bahama shirts,
Yeah, but I'm talking about that flower necklace.
the Lays.
What is it? Yeah, that. We should wear those all weekend. Hand those out at the door. That'd be fun.
Oh, I'm sure. I know. I don't know if he showed you. He might have showed both of us at the same time. I can't remember, but some of the shirts that they were
No, he don't show me nothing, man. I
talking
don't know
about. I don't know if
nothing.
he did it or not, but some of the shirts that he was thinking about getting, they were actually pretty cool. I hope he does those. Um, If not, I'm sure Halloween T-shirt company's going to be down there with a whole bunch of shirts.
It's true.
But yeah, I don't know what that means.
She made a not Gary the snail mask.
Ah,
He's a
gotcha.
mask. He's really cool.
But yeah, I don't know. Where can we find Project Backfire? I think you're like done for the season, aren't you?
Dude, yeah, we're starting on the 2024 season. Maybe I'll have to maybe the next show I'll let because we're doing a theme this year for the booth. So maybe next show I'll unveil the theme for the booth and the new logo. Who knows? I might feel special and do that. But yeah, we're pretty much sold out for the season. But it's projectbackfire.net and Project Backfire Creations on Facebook. If you want me to come to your haunt in Florida and walk through, I can do that, but I can't make anything else right now. Christmas orders will start. Like if you want Christmas orders, we'll start them now, but other than that, I can't have them out for haunt season.
And you're on Christmas orders. All right, you know what? I'm tired. I don't want to talk about it. I'm out. See you guys next week.
Stay spooky, guys.